You are live. All right, so let's go to intro.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Cast the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze.
Welcome to Cast the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man, Vera, and I am with
George, the Dreamer.
One day I'm going to have George just bust out into a rhyme. We are live. We are live on YouTube, and we have a very special guest in the waiting room. His name is Keith Murphey, and he is here to tell us all about his Kickstarter. So why don't we just bring him in, George?
Let's bring him in. Bring him in.
Let's do this, Brutus. Act like you knew this.
There he is, KJ.
KJ. KJ. It's really AJ, remember?
AJ? Yeah.
Remember?
No, I don't remember.
AJ. I see the KJ. He must have gone to the bathroom.
That's all right.
So
just a quick introduction to Keith Murphy before he comes on. We've known Keith Murphy for a very long time. I mean, we've been doing this since the beginning of the 2000s, and he started out around the same time. I think he might have even been there before. He had a thing called the Comic Book Artists Guild, which he was a big part of. And then he went into GWP, which we'll ask him about. But he's got a Kickstarter, which is why he's on the show today to promote his Kickstarter, Road to Valhalla. So for everybody who enjoys a good book about Vikings, go over to Kickstarter right now, Road to Valhalla. And we're going to talk to him about it and see, what the book is about. And he's doing really well. I mean, I'm very impressed by how much he's already, there he is.
There you go.
How much he's already been able to get. How you doing, Keith?
He can't hear us.
I don't think he can hear us yet.
We can't. You got to put your mic on.
Turn the mic on. That live.
You ever used Zoom before? Let's see. What's it say on Zoom?
Yeah, just chat him up.
Hello, Keith.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us or no?
This is fantastic.
That's all right. We'll figure this out. Keith. I'm just going to send him some. Because I can hear you, you can hear me. Hopefully everybody out there can hear us.
Yeah. Did you check your Zoom settings for your mic? Check your audio? So while he's figuring out the technical difficulties, yes, we met Keith back in the days where he was the czar of CAG.
The czar, I like that. The czar of CAG.
You were about to say the czar of car. I think he's gonna log.
Wait, where'd he go? Did he go away?
He said he's gonna go out and come back in.
All right, cool.
We're experiencing technical difficulties.
That's what happens when you're live, right?
Yes, but anyway, George was being a little nice. No, day one he blew it out the box. I was like, whoa. He did almost 30% of his Kickstarter goal in one day. It took us a week and a half to do 30%.
You know, Sam is what we call in the Spanish culture a comparón. He's
What'd you
like,
call
yo,
me?
he did this, I did that.
Those are fighting words.
The man did his thing. We did our thing.
Killed it.
Oh, by the way, before we thank you to everybody who supported us in Kickstarter. We reached our goal, $2,500. We made it. The book is gonna start getting, put together. The artists send us the low-res files, which basically means they're not printable because they're too small in size. So they would come out all grainy if we try to print them. Smart man. So until he gets his money, he won't send us the high-res, which is, it's normal. And once he does, I've already started lettering the book. So the book is halfway lettered, more than halfway lettered. Sam and I were just going over some of the dialogue last night. We were doing some of that. And I think, and I sent an update today for everybody who is a Kickstarter supporter. I think we may be able to put this out before February, bro.
Send me the link here. Hold on one second.
Sam is distracted. He can't multitask. So I'll just talk to the public.
Hold on. Let me try to send him the link on this. No, he's having technical difficulties. So I have to send him another invite. So while we do that, George, do your thing and chat it up.
Yeah. So, okay, so where was I? Oh, yeah. So the Kickstarter. So basically, right now, I'm all over the place. But November 25th, mark your calendars. November 25th, we're going to go live again, and it's going to be an update show. Basically, we will know more or less by then where we are as far as the printing, as far as the, where we are with the production of the book. So tune in to catch the Craze on YouTube live, and we're going to give you a whole show on what's happening with the Kickstarter. Also, announcements for next year. Big announcements for next year. I'm not going to say what it is, but we got big announcements for next year. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm excited. What are the announcements?
Get happy. Big announcements for next year. And obviously, we're gonna let you guys know what's going on with the Crazies. Yeah. And big shout out to Daphne Lage, who hooked us up with a beautiful cover, which is going to be the alternative cover of the book for those of you who got the alternate cover of the book.
Yes.
She is the artist on that. Originally it was going to be Sam, but she banged it out. She did such an amazing job.
No, Sam's still working on the cover, but
you want to do a cover still? Look at you.
Stop acting up. She did the alternative cover. Stop acting up.
This is what happens when you don't talk to me. You see, I start giving false information, news to the people out there.
Come and talk to me. I really want to be
I try to talk to you. You don't listen. People see this is a good thing because people saw you kind of just in la la land because you can't multitask. And he's like, and I'm talking to him and nobody's.
You know what the problem is? Herb isn't doing his job, so I have to step in and be the engineer.
Herb. I told you to fire Herb a long time ago.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. A long time ago. Yes. Dude, I like that little Snoopy in the background. That's
cool. Yes.
Tell the audience while we wait for Keith. Tell the audience about that stuff that you have going on back there, the wood that you have going on back there. Tell us what happened back there.
I don't wanna.
Sam's had a rough day today at home.
All right, so
Sam's
guys,
had a very rough day.
There's gonna be an unveiling in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So I've been working on my new studio. I moved my location to the bonus room, which is soundproofed, and Keith is coming in from the waiting room. And so it's been a labor of love and a lot of sweat equity and backbreaking and stake. I've been vlogging it. So I will be showing those videos of the step-by-step building this office out. So
that's awesome.
Because we want to talk to Keith about his Kickstarter, I'm going to let him in now.
There you go.
Hopefully everything works.
Keith, can you hear us?
He's staring at us.
Hello.
There you go.
Hey.
What's up, Keith?
Yeah. It's always something, man.
Yes. Those CAG guys, those former CAG guys. I'm just saying.
What's going on, man? How you been?
I'm okay. Sorry about that.
That's all good, bro.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I'm glad to finally have you on the show, man. We've been waiting for this.
Yeah, it's like, what's up with Keith holding out on us?
He's been holding back.
I just needed something to talk about, honestly.
I said that to George. I said, I think he's working on something in the studio, and he's waiting for the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, man. I was drawing like a fiend between, April, May until almost August, September. I was just drawing and drawing. Yeah, so.
Nice. So before we talk about your Kickstarter and how day one was just fantastic. I mean, 30% in
Thank you.
That was just like, what the hell? So,
Who'd he pay off, man?
I know. I was like, what the hell?
I was surprised. I was surprised.
I was like, I'm taking notes. I was like, what's he doing?
That was great.
Yes, it's fantastic. But, just give people the backstory because a lot of the guys who are watching know, but there's a lot of people who subscribe on different platforms, whether it's
Right.
iTunes or iHeartRadio. So who is Keith Murphey? And tell us about your past and some of the things that you've done.
Yeah, the really, really quick version because it's pretty long. But it started with that whole I want to do a comic book thing in high school, went to art school. I wanted to do a comic book. I just went to art school to go to art school and then finished. And then real life happened and doing comic books were just for fun, not a full-time profession. And then I got into another field and then I kept making comics and I started the Comic Artist Guild group. And that kept me in comics. That was really a godsend to be able to be around other creatives and do that for about 10 years. And then I started Guildworks with Hector. And that's pretty much what we've been doing, books through Guildworks. And that's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
Sweet, dude.
So what was the influence behind your return to the game?
You know what? I think I wish I could say it was totally COVID, but I had the time. Suddenly I had the time. And last year I was talking to my writing partner, John Escobalis, and I said, maybe it's time to do this story. So he and I went back and forth, I think in the fall, and then we had a script by January, and I had every intention of drawing it this year. And then March rolled around and suddenly I was home every day. So I was like, I'm going to do some concept art. And John's like, yeah, start drawing all those Vikings, And so I did that. And then I was drawing some Wendigos and some Indian Native Americans. And then I'm laying out the pages and just full throttle at that point.
So Keith, you weren't originally going to be the artist on the book? Is that what I'm getting?
No, I think that was always the plan.
It was, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to, basically this is kind of a prequel book. So I did 6 years ago, I did a Wendigo story called Torn. It was a one-shot.
I remember that.
And it was basically about a guy that did something really bad in the past in the King's Philip age, kind of 1700s. And then he wakes up modern day, he becomes a monster, he becomes a Wendigo, and he wakes up in modern day and he has to help this girl. This time, we're stretching it out a little bit. It's hundreds and hundreds of years earlier. It's during the Viking age. It's a different set of people that turn into Wendigos. It's the Vikings that basically turn into Wendigos. So you don't know that at the beginning, but yeah.
Interesting.
So there's, that's still the Wendigo is sort of a Native American folklore monster. So there's still that element to it. But it's all, it's all new people. It's a different type of people, really, different time period. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was checking out some of the artwork, dude. Really, really nice. So all of the artwork is done, correct? Are the 25 pages done?
I finished the artwork in August. Yeah. And then I went right to our colorist, and he's been coloring. He finished the colors a week ago, and Mindy did the lettering in less than a week. So it's ready to go, man. It's
that's
quick.
Amazing, dude.
Wow.
So that's I thought you like, as you were drawing, you were painting it because it has that painted look to it. It looks great.
Yeah. So it's sort of like an underpainting idea. I kind of did it with the first Torn book, where I did a lot of tonal work, ink washes, and I used watercolor pencil, and then I'd work back into it with water and then some marker just to kind of cheat and get those values, because painting straight watercolor is really challenging. But add ink where I need to add ink, and then thankfully this colorist, he worked with me on the original Torn book. He knows how loose my stuff is, so he's able to kind of create a loose kind of painting style over what I do, so it really works. Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice. So what's your goal for this project?
The goal is to do 3 issues. So issue 2 and 3, we have basically the plot points. We know how it's going to end. We know what we want in book 2, and So the script for 2 is being worked on right now, and so January 1, after the holidays, I'm going to be drawing the 2nd issue. And I don't think I'm going to take a break. I think I'm going to go right into drawing the 3rd issue, and so that way I don't have to worry about it.
That's awesome.
I'm doing like a page every other day, so I'll draw it one day and then I'll finish it the next day. So
right. So
I got the flexibility.
So right now, everyone's had the unfortunate luxury of being at home, right?
Right.
Right. What happens if that changes? Does that affect your timeline?
You know what? I started getting really busy the last few weeks. I wonder why. Like the phone was ringing every day. Like I got 4 calls in one day for like couples counseling. Don't get 4 calls in one day for couples counseling. You know what I mean? So I've been saying no a lot because I only have so much time in the day. And actually what I've been doing is I've been taking Sundays and Mondays off. So those are kind of my get stuff done days. And I work half a day Saturday. And then I basically work weird hours, usually in the afternoons when I get busy, like 2, 3, 4, and then I can go till 6, 7, 8 o'clock or whatever. And I'll just draw when I get home, and it works for me. Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice. So
and then if people don't show up to my office, I'm drawing. It's like, okay, sorry you couldn't come, and then I'm just drawing. Yeah. So it's like a real, I don't know. It's sort of like found time, and I better just use it while I have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't waste it.
Now you're planning on self-publishing, or what are you planning on doing with the actual?
No, we've been self-publishing all along. That's nothing new, but it would be nice to get all 3 issues together in a collective trade for Road to Valhalla, and really put it out there and get it out there to the world. So at that point, I would see if a distributor would pick it up. Yeah. Nice. That's the plan.
So, tell us about the characters, the story, the plot.
It's basically, I guess it's sort of similar plot to the first book, except Road to Valhalla is basically a Viking concept of, I wouldn't call it heaven, but only the worthy are chosen kind of thing. And so I think everybody has a road, they have to follow a quest, become a bigger, better than you are, or, be in a good place at the end of, heaven or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
That kind of thing. So the idea is it revolves around a younger brother, Bran. Sorry. Yeah. Bran, and he basically is tasked to find his older brother, Eric, who's a war hero. He's sort of the next in line to be a chief. And Eric and his people have gone missing, so Bran is tasked by his father to find out what happened to Eric. So the Road to Valhalla is basically Eric. It's about Eric, but Bran is looking to find out what happened to Eric. So that's basically how the story starts. What we find out later is that a good amount of Eric's people turned into Wendigos, and you find that out from the local indigenous people that live there. And there's more to it. There's a lot of fighting and violence.
Wow.
So what's an Indigo?
Now, Keith, the name Valhalla, is that where did it come from? Because you know what, I asked you that because I live in Westchester County, and there's a Valhalla in Westchester County. It's an actual city. So I'm wondering,
really?
like, the name. Yeah.
It's a Viking legend. It's a Viking kind of. It's the place that you go if you fought well or whatever. If you have earned the right to go to this special place where all the chosen go, basically, like only the best of the best can get to Valhalla. That kind of thing. Gotcha. Yeah, it's Viking stuff.
It's good stuff, man. I love it. I was on the campaign today, just looking through it. I love the way you guys have laid it out, because Kickstarter, for those who don't know, Kickstarter it's a website on its own, and you kind of go in, type in your story, put up your images and stuff like that to let people know what they're getting. As far as the rewards go, how did you guys come up with the rewards, and what are some of the rewards if you want to let the people know what they would be getting for?
I think you're kind of creating this funnel, and every time you put something down, you want to add something more in case somebody wants a bigger package. So it's like a tier system. So mostly everybody does this digital reward, which is the easiest thing to ship. You don't have to you just email it to somebody or download it. which is the cheapest tier, and then it works all the way up to like a big tier, like being included in the book, or
That's awesome.
selling the cover or the interior art. I didn't want to get crazy with the higher tiers. I didn't know if people had an extra couple $1,000s to spend. I didn't want to be that presumptuous, but you know, we sold in the first day and the first hour we launched, we sold the cover, and we sold a spot in the next book for someone to be their likeness in the book. So I was
That's
like,
awesome.
that really put us ahead of the game. So I would not underestimate people and higher tiers. So if you can create higher tiers, I think that's the way to go. I mean, I've sold several $15 tiers. I think that's my best seller, which is basically you get a print version of the book signed, and then you get the digital deluxe, which is the 25 pages, but you also get another 15 pages of concept art and extra prose about the
and
story.
for those who are watching, I know Keith, if you get to the 40 backer, if you get 40 backers, they get a free digital copy of your I was going to do a percentage based thing. You know, every certain percentage we get closer to the funding goal. I was going to give out some kind of book or something digitally, and we crushed it on the first day. We blew past my original anticipation, so then I had to like kind of think about it. I was like, all right, I can't go with this plan anymore. So now I'm just that's a good problem.
Well, no. So I went with okay, then I'm just going to count it by backers, X amount of backers. I see people doing that. So, you know, I just figured 40 was a good number to be at. Yeah. It's double what we have now. And if we get to 40, then I'll just send everyone this digital sketchbook that I did. Yeah. You know? And then if we get to 40, I'm going to probably tell people at 50 or 60, they'll get either a Hasbro book or a Torn book or something that I can, again, send to them right away that I don't have to ship, you know. Yeah. Yeah, that's the key, I think. You know, and unfortunately, like, obviously, we're independent artists, so we don't have all the meaning. So shipping costs, we had to take that into consideration. And absolutely. PDFs are perfect for that, right? Because you have the books, they're done. You're not waiting around. You just send them a PDF, and people can get them right away. So that's excellent. Yep. Yeah, that was great. That was brilliant.
And you mentioned, is it Wendigo? And Wendigo. Yeah. So can you go a little further into what that is?
So the Wendigo is not a werewolf. It looks kind of like a werewolf, but the Native American concept of a Wendigo is basically somebody who is basically eating the flesh of another human being and is cursed, turns into this very gaunt-like creature. They usually have horns and stuff and fangs and claws, and they're cursed to basically continue that trend. And so I did that in the first book. I had one guy turned into this thing, and I tried to stay very traditional to the what I thought a Wendigo was supposed to be. But this time, we're really playing around with it, because 5 or 6 guys turn into Wendigos. So I'm not going to make them look all the same. Right. Some of them are stockier, some of them are gaunt, some of them have extra arms. You know? So I thought I would really play around with the designs on the look of all these different Wendigos. You know.
Nice. Tell us about the main character.
Bran, you know, he's sort of like, I wouldn't say like the stepchild that nobody loves, but he's the underrated brother who's sort of in the shadow of his older brother, Eric. So it's not that he has something to prove. He actually has no interest in doing this, but his father insisted that he go on this reconnaissance mission to find out what happened, because everyone who goes to this settlement where Eric was at, which happens to be in the North American continent, when they go over there, they don't come back. So no, they haven't heard from anybody for a while. So they didn't have email back then. So, you know, they have to send these big ships over. And so that's basically how the story starts. They find the abandoned settlement. And Bran is kind of not used to being in a leadership role, and he has these guys that are with him that don't trust him. He doesn't trust them. So there's turbulence and trouble at the beginning, you know.
Nice.
I like Keith. I like some of your. I'm going back to the rewards because it's like that.
Yes.
But I like you have a pledge here where John, your writer, will edit somebody's story, will edit your story and offer plot points for a maximum of 25-page script. I think that is a great idea for any artist any writers who are watching and would like editing and things like that. And you get the book, and you get and you get a whole bunch of other things. But that is an interesting pledge. How did you guys come up with that? Like, was it just something like just throwing it out there and saying, hey, what else can we do?
I was thinking about all our strengths, and I don't know that my editorial is strong, and neither is Hector's, but John's is. He's a writer. And I just approached him. I said, dude, would you be able to offer your services, for a limited amount of people? And he said, yeah. And I said, all right, well, I'll max it at 25 pages in case someone sends you a 1,000-page script. So I wouldn't want him to be spending days and weeks on somebody's story. But we've been approached before, even before we did Kickstarter. People see what we're doing, and they have a story, or they have some art, and they want art. And I'll farm it out to John or Hector.
Sure.
But I figured this was a legitimate way to say, hey, look, if you really want somebody to look at something, we've been doing this for a while. We think we know what we're doing. So, at some point you have to say, all right, I'm good enough to offer these services to people. Sure. So I figured we capitalize on our strengths.
Yeah, no, that's excellent, dude. That's another good idea. And it's like Sam's saying, it's like as creatives, and when we're doing these things, we're looking and we're saying, oh wow, that's a good idea, man. That's a good one. That's great. That was a great idea.
You can take what you want.
Yeah, and it's like it's just the way, but I think that's amazing. That's a really, really good pledge there. So anybody interested? I mean, it's limited to 3, so they're going to go fast. So if anybody's listening and would like something like that.
If anybody sees this tonight and they want in, they better get on it. Yeah,
absolutely. Same thing with the other ones. The one where you're a character in one of the sequences in the book, that's also limited to 3. So if people want that,
I actually know there's only 2 left. There's only 2 left.
Oh yeah, somebody already got it. See that? So see how fast it goes?
I sold the cover too. There's only 1 cover.
Yeah, that one's done. Yeah.
When that went, I was like, oh man, I wish we sold it for more. And I immediately texted Hector. I said, guess what, man, your cover sold. And he laughed. And he goes, yeah, we should have sold that for more. I'm like, I know we should.
But you know what? You don't know. Like, you're thinking to yourself, like, okay, what am I gonna, how much am I gonna charge for that? Are they really gonna go for it? Like, you start all those things you take into account, and then you say, you put that number down, somebody bites. It's like it happened to us with like our tiers when we were doing our Kickstarter. People were like, oh, man, we should have had more of those,
Yeah, I mean, we had a great first day, and then the election happened yesterday, and it was like crickets, man. It went from, a really, really cool number to, okay, this is the reality. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's where the hustle starts. Now, just so that people know, how long will your Kickstarter be going through? Keith?
I think last day is December 2nd at midnight. I think I stretched it out as far as I could. Yeah. So this kind of is owning me until December.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm watching it every day like a fiend. I got to get my fix.
I just can't do it. Exactly. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It gets me stressed.
Sam couldn't sleep.
I said, how's he suing everybody? We haven't even gotten the results. This is crazy.
That's it.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I'm talking to guys that have done 4 or 5 of these campaigns, and it's nice to compare notes with people that have done it longer. Because when I had a bad day yesterday, I was like, did anyone else have a bad day? And 4 or 5 people were like, yep.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
So I didn't feel like I was alone in this thing, because there's quite a few people doing Kickstarters right now in the month of November.
Right.
And I wasn't sure if that was going to be a good time to do it. I knew I didn't want to do it at Christmas,
Right.
And I thought I would already have it launched before we started, but everything happens the way it happens. So
sure, yeah. What Sam and I did was we kind of broke the amount down into okay, in week 1 we want to get to this number. By week 2 we want to get to this number, and then worked towards that number.
Really hard.
And you're just hustling every day, and you're like you said, and you're looking at it. Did anybody pledge? Did anybody? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like.
Rough.
But no. I mean, it becomes work. It becomes a full-time
Well, I
job.
mean, today I've got, I think since we launched, maybe 10 marketing people that claim that they can, if I pay them, that they can totally get me the traffic and the money, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to try it without that this time.
Right.
If we make our goal, great. That's the plan. I'm going to make the book either way. I figured this was an opportunity. I've got the time to try this now. And if it works out, of course I'll do more Kickstarters, I'm learning as I go. So
Well, hopefully, anybody who's watching right now will go to Kickstarter, type in Road to Valhalla, and then, get on there and definitely pledge, because I think it's going to be, it looks fun. I can't wait to read it. I pledge, so I'm ready. I'm ready for February. I'm ready for February, baby.
Yes,
So I can't wait.
Actually,
I can't wait to see it.
so did I. So,
Yeah.
I was excited to see it, and also just watching. I was, one of the things I do. I'm a student of the game, so I was like, whoa. I said they took off on day one. I said it took us day 9 to get to where they are on day 1. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's great.
Thanks.
Yeah. So where can people reach you if they want to get in contact with you?
Sure. It's gwpcomics.com for the main site, and they can hit the old subscribe button right on there, and then they're on the mailing list. That would be the best thing to do.
Yeah.
If they can't do that, Road to Valhalla is on Facebook. They can join the Facebook page like that, and then I'll see them there. Or Guildworks Publications has a Facebook page as well. So any of those, that's the best. Any of those are the best way to find me or Hector or John.
I'm glad to see you back.
I'm going to be sharing the link on my Facebook too, so people will be able to find you. So
that would be awesome.
Much luck, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to get the book. So good luck with everything, brother.
Appreciate it.
Thanks again.
And you got to come back. We got to do a more extended interview, talk more about your stuff for sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry to kind of last minute say, hey, I'm ready now.
All good, bro.
But,
mi casa, su casa.
A post-autopsy of the whole thing. I'd love to come back on and talk about how we did or didn't do or whatever, and what we did right or wrong, and I'd be happy to do that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Perfect,
and bring
we'll
bring the creative team. We'll make it a party.
Yeah, Hector would definitely come on, and John would definitely come on, so we can do that.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Perfect, man.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
Much success to you, but we'll be watching it closely, and you have our support. So
appreciate that. Thank you.
Take care, man.
Bye, guys.
That was awesome, dude.
Yes, that was actually Keith Murphy and Road to Valhalla. Looks like a really good concept. I supported it. Joe supported it. Obviously that it's getting a lot of attention because day 1 they got to 30%, which is pretty fantastic. So I'm really excited to see a lot of the guys that we were in the game with in the beginning. There's like this resurgence of the old school crew. So that's pretty exciting. And so in a couple of minutes, we're going to have the boys. We're going to have the Crazee Crew. Jonathan Syphex and Anibal, the Arroyos Compollos is going to be joining us in the Psycho. And who knows what's going to happen today? I know George has some topics and some structure, but anything goes with the Syphex. Anything
that can go out the window.
Anything goes.
In our pre.
I gotta get that button ready.
He loves even in like our pre-text, like, yo guys, you guys want to talk about it? Johnny went in. He was like, I think we should do this. I was like, shoot, it's an hour.
And then, but you know how you see how you try to get me in the middle. Sam, can you intervene between our conversation? And I was like, I will save it for later. He's like, damn. All right, so we got Arroyos Compollos in the waiting room.
He's ready to rock.
Let's bring him in. And then hopefully Mr. Syphex will figure out how to use his phone and get it. And make sure you plug it in, Johnny. Last time your battery died.
It died, yeah. I think he's going to go on the computer. There he is.
Arroyos Compollos.
He's connecting the audio. Connect with the audio.
Dude, you got to get contacts or glasses. One of the two.
He's got glasses, I think.
I don't know. He's like, what are you? I got a zit? What are you looking? Are you looking at my nose? What's going on?
Check out the commercial real quick.
I know. We're in a commercial.
There he goes.
There he goes.
What up, guys?
Yo, what's up?
We're about to go to commercial. We didn't know what was going on right there.
Yeah, no, I had my cell phone because I got the app on my phone and I just put it on my iPad too. So
you look like you lost your glasses and you're trying to find them right now.
I'm adjusting the volume so I can hear you.
Where's Jonathan is chatting it up in the chat room, but he's not on the show right now. What's going on?
He might not be aware of the time.
Johnny, where you at?
What is it? Show.
Yeah, John.
That's funny, man.
So Crystal says she's still drinking Schweppes.
She called me a viejo. I love it.
Yeah. Look at the grays. Look at the grays.
Can you see the messages? Look, check out my messages from John. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. Can you read that?
What's the app,
What's
Eddie?
the app I need on the phone? Wow.
Tell him.
What time was this at? Like right now?
Tell him to
Tell
him to open up his email. I sent it to him on email.
Yeah, so just open up the email and hit the link.
Open your email. All right.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, classic. So what's up, guys? I heard some of the interview with Keith, man. Good stuff. 30% on day one.
Day
God
one.
Damn.
Killing it.
Jesus
Killing
Christ.
it.
We didn't even get a penny on day one. We didn't get a
Yo,
nickel.
right.
Sam is stuck on that. He's like, yo, I ain't get nothing on day one. Nothing. He's like, I'm lucky to get $1.
There's no love. Yo, you know how we had to hustle? Every day I'm hustling.
Yeah.
It was
I
crazy.
know, man. Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's freaking
No,
awesome.
but
I
you
gotta
know
check
what?
it out. I haven't opened it yet. I gotta look at it.
It's a good tier that he has on there, which is like the one I was telling him. Like
I
if
heard that,
if
the
you're a
writing
writer,
Yeah, that's so good.
Great.
Yeah.
That's
That's
great.
totally so like I've never heard anything like that. That's so
Nah,
original. That's so
it's like,
good.
yo, dude, if I want to do
Totally
a comic,
useful.
yeah,
Totally
I can
useful.
use that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, they got some really good creative stuff on there. I like it.
Okay, here.
Uh-oh.
They say?
Uh-oh. What does that say?
1 sec.
1 sec.
I swear.
You can't make this stuff up, man.
No.
That's your boy. I think he was your friend before I met him. Here he comes. Let's see.
Is he on there?
He's coming in. Let's see. Where is he?
All right.
Where he is?
Yeah, Daphne's right. See, we got her nickels on day one. There you go.
There you go. Look at
Daddy.
him. I got his
Nice
forehead.
forehead.
Hey, he's gone. He's gone.
He's shy. He's
gone. They moved this up.
Oh man. Good. Oh, there he is.
Oh, look at
I
that
love how
forehead.
He always has it facing up.
Look at that forehead.
Hey man.
I can't see him.
You can't see him? Yeah, he's in there.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, look at that. Look at
There he
that.
goes.
Look at that goatee. Whoa, easy with the camera, John. Easy where you're putting the camera, bro. Don't let it drop. We're live.
Oh, there he is. All right, there he is.
Look at that dope hoodie, kid.
I know.
Eagle.
Oh.
All right, buddy.
Why isn't this working?
Yo, he got a
It's
fresh
working. We
fade
hear
on
you.
his goatee. He got the salt and
it's
pepper
working.
going.
It's working. We hear you. We hear you. Oh man.
Oh,
Why is
dude.
this not working, dude?
I think you're in a
Hold
hurricane.
on. Y'all hear me?
Unfortunately, we do.
I don't want this.
You're going in and out, John.
Okay.
I don't like this.
Uh,
Hold on.
You're
you got-
fine. Leave it like that. You're good. You're making me dizzy.
You're good. Yeah, you're good.
yeah.
What the hell's going on with my phone?
You're good money
Y'all hear
right
me?
there. Yeah, we hear you.
We also-
You hear us?
We also
You
hear.
me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, you do? Okay. all
Loud
right.
and clear.
So why is my phone going nutty? Hold on. Why is my phone doing this, dude?
It's
That's-
your phone.
it's-
That's why. 'cause
it's
it's
be-
Jonathan's phone.
Hold on.
Jonathan, are you playing the YouTube on your phone?
Yeah, he is.
He
Oh,
is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Johnny, are you playing YouTube on your phone?
Why is my phone, dude? I'm not doing nothing. My phone is just bouncing around like crazy.
Okay. Are you on YouTube on your phone? No.
Y'all hear me now?
Wow. Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing. I have no. It's bugging. No one to know.
You know,
All right, let's get it started,
we're
guys.
gonna donate you to science. We're gonna donate
maybe
Jonathan
I
to
am.
science.
Oh shoot.
All right, hold on.
This
Nobody,
is where
nobody,
you need
wait.
test runs.
Yeah,
before we
nobody
start.
talk. Jonathan.
I don't think so. Let me check.
Oh,
Hold on.
I said don't talk, Jonathan. Turn off your
yeah?
your YouTube.
I'm on YouTube. Am I on YouTube?
No. You're playing your video on YouTube, and you have the audio that's interrupting you.
I'm on YouTube, dude. So
Yes. I quit. Jesus Christ.
How about that Trump, huh?
Yo, what's going? That's like.
But you,
that's
hold on.
like-
Okay, I'm turning off my.
That's like
YouTube.
reality
Hold on.
TV right there.
For real.
Yeah.
I got no YouTube,
Wow. Wow.
dude. There's no YouTube. Hold on.
No.
Oh, hold on.
Yo,
Yeah, there's no YouTube. There's no YouTube,
this is what happens when the Big Brother program goes wrong.
dude. There's no YouTube.
It's like, yo. Oh, Diablo. All right, disregard the
Are we
YouTube.
good?
Yeah, we're good.
We're good,
Yeah,
right?
so, yeah, let's talk about your boy.
I don't hear anything right now.
There's no YouTube.
Oh shoot, he's still there.
Hold on.
He's just in the shadows now. Here is a voice.
Hold on.
What the hell is going on?
Hold
Oh
on.
shoot. And I hear you. I hear you in the background.
I hear the
no
playback. The playback.
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Because he's watching it on his phone while he's trying to listen to us.
There's no. Hold on.
Oh shoot.
Hold on.
Oh
This,
man.
you know, we try to pride ourselves in being a professional establishment. We're just off the
Is
chain.
anyone watching this?
Yeah, we have a couple.
I hate this.
We have 8
There's,
watches.
there's 8. But they're like, yo, this is a hot mess. So,
Wow.
this is a hootenanny. I should have bought some of my whiskey in here because this guy's off the hook. John Turner.
Aniba, so talk to me, man. What you got going on? I saw.
I'm chilling, man. I'm good.
Yo, Aniba was sending me some of that, some perspective stuff that he's doing in school, bro. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
It's incredible. Like once you understand the rules, it's just you're so free to create. Oh wait, we got him back.
Yo, I think Sam, I think you can mute him.
Can I?
Yeah, I think
I will
you,
mute
I think
that
you have
sucker.
the power.
Yes, mute that boy. Yeah,
You have. There you go. He's muted. Go
yeah.
ahead.
I put him in the waiting
I'm
room.
gonna talk and text with him to see what he's
Yeah.
doing because this
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
so annoying. I'm gonna see what he's up to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yo.
man, it's craziness.
Yeah, no. Hey, so Daphne was just chatting in the thing. She was one of the first ones to throw us a little bit of cashola on the Kickstarter. So
Yeah,
thank you very
she's
much.
like she goes, I feel sorry for those little Latino boys.
She's like, what happened?
She's like, what's up? You know, we were at the bus stop. We couldn't afford to get on the bus. She was like, oh man, she came up and gave us some toppings. Like, bah, oh my.
I got a sneak peek of some of the artwork. Sam looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, George,
The guy, yeah.
George
yeah.
is
I
pimping
saw-
the stuff
I
around.
saw-
I leaked
saw
one page.
Yeah,
I leaked one page.
George can't help
yeah, I saw a
himself.
page.
I leaked one page. It was page. I think it was page 2 or page 3. It's page 2.
Hey, why did you assume it was George? You know I have my ways.
I know it's George.
Remember how I saw that logo before. I found that before that was out
No,
there.
that's because you've been stalking. I saw you out my window. Like that, like that. I saw his face just like that on the screen. He was like this.
Okay, look,
You want to try to admit him again?
he's in the chat. Hit him up again. He said he's not on YouTube. Hit him up again.
All right.
See what happens.
Let's see. Unmute. Wait, why am I bringing him twice? All right, let's see which one of them comes in.
Oh wow, he's got 2.
Yeah, I know. It says Jonathan Syfax and Jonathan Syfax.
The other one Syfax. He's got an alter ego.
Oh, word! I see that. Yeah, I see it over here too.
Johnny's got
Wow.
an alter ego. Yeah, we got a busy night tonight, and for for anybody who's gonna be on YouTube later on tonight, we're gonna be on Nerds of the Round at 9 o'clock. So check out their channel too, Nerds of the
I
Round.
heard about that. They are. I won't be on it. I'll probably be checking it out.
Yeah, check it out.
This
man.
is gonna be
Yeah,
a
cool.
long night.
It's gonna be a long
Yeah.
night tomorrow. I'm not
I
gonna
heard.
work tomorrow.
Yeah, John.
So yeah, guys.
Yeah. So the book is
keep it going.
we got the finished pages for the colors, so that's done. George is lettering it
Good stuff.
now.
Good stuff.
I'm working on the cover.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. So
Okay.
So this one I'm gonna get
All
rid
right.
of.
Yeah, get rid of the other one.
Get rid of Syfac.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm in.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
in. You're
Oh wait.
Can you hear us?
Syfac. Keep Syfac. Yeah, there we
I
go.
should have kept the other one.
I know. I misspelled my name. I misspelled my name.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is priceless. So you can't explain this one. I know that.
All right, I figured it out. Y'all want to hear what it was? It's
No, we don't. We really don't.
Dude, I want to hear what it was.
All right, go ahead, John. Tell us what it was.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what it was. It actually wasn't my fault. It was technological difficulty.
Technological.
Technological.
Yeah. Well, y'all know what I mean.
That was it?
That's it. That's what it was. We knew that.
It was on the laptop.
We knew it was
So I was
technological difficulties, dog. We knew that. Wow.
Yeah. I was waiting for a punchline.
For the commercial.
For a commercial. It's like, yo, Herb. Where's Herb? This is ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And hit commercial.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. So
Break out
anyway.
the shot, Sam. Break out the shot glasses.
I
Sam.
know. I should have bought it this time, but this one, woof, I need it. So so we were saying, so now I'm working on the cover and George is lettering it, and the goal is hopefully we can get it to everybody before February, so that way everyone get an earlier surprise. But so we're really happy with the outcome of it.
Yeah, looks doable. I think before February looks doable.
Yeah, Kickstarter just got to send us some money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're still waiting.
Has to let that go, because then we got to pay the artist for us to get the high-res pages so we can get this.
I see. Okay, wow. Yeah, Kickstarter, get on it.
Yeah.
Yo, John, Crystal said this is what happens when you're stuck in 2006.
That is true, Crystal. By the way, love you, girl.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, snaps.
Anyway, so what's up, guys?
Wait, y'all should have told me, because I wanted to defend myself here. Y'all should have told me that y'all was sending a Hotmail message, that I had to accept the Hotmail message to be on this Zoom thing. I only did it.
Hold it. Coge lo que te quería, okay?
That's what we did last time.
This the Cyphex.
That don't matter. I need more than one time. This is what I'm saying.
This the Cyphex. Dude, this is the third or fourth time on the show. Same email link each time.
Oh, yes, it is.
What do you think it would change?
Yeah, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count. I'm nervous. I got my boys here. So
is that what it is?
I'm nervous.
I don't know. You're peeping some fly gear. I don't know what you're nervous about.
Yeah, he got the fly hoodie.
Yeah, he's got a beard to match.
And
he got the beard matching.
I got the background set up,
Oh, you did that on purpose. Nice.
I got little props. So
there you go.
I'm trying to impress y'all,
Keep your little props to yourself.
Killing it. Annibal's killing it with his books. I'm just here chilling, trying to figure this out.
I got you.
So
before we go crazy, before we get into it, I know you guys have stuff going on.
Wait, did y'all do the commercial?
Nah. So Anibal, tell us about your the book that you have with Darkfire Press. Tell us a little bit about that first.
Okay, the book is the children's book, which here's the advertisement pinup cover thing for it. Boom.
Nice.
And I kind of went with JM's company just because, such a nice guy and everything, even though for me, his company, it seems like it's more geared towards horror, and he does have some kids books on there, and I guess he's trying to venture out a little bit. So it's a little bit of a hassle, you know what I mean? It's a 50-50 with it. But again, you got to play the game and see where it takes you.
All right. So that's on their website and everything.
That's
right?
available at Darkfire Press. Just online, and if you want to order it directly from me, I ship it out directly on my own. And that's pretty much it on that one.
Cool. And Johnny, you have a book too, right? You have a book. Tell us a little bit about your book.
Yes, my book is Future Scope Showcase, Celestine, Protect Their Realms. And it basically is an anthology book that has 3 different stories. The beginning that leads into the street journal arc. The other one is Diane 3, which is like a futuristic action one. And the other one highlights Celestine, who is a demon huntress who opens up the book. Pretty good. It's actually been moving pretty well, and people have been very supportive and got a lot of positive feedback.
Sweet. And where can they get it? Where can people get it?
Well, right now, you can message me through Facebook, or Twitter or Instagram. And then what I would do is I would ship it directly to you. I want to set up an online store and also have it available for digital download eventually.
Gotcha.
But right now I'm really doing it more direct to the consumer, delivery or shipping.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Cool in the game.
Yeah, no, everybody. I mean, look, listen, man. It looks like all of us, we have projects that we've been working on for a while, and we finally got them done, and everything is good. Which segues kind of like into what I was talking about, the topic that we were gonna kind of go into, and you know, being independent artists, and all of us having independent projects. I kind of just posed it out there. And we can go into different. We can go all the way with this, but what do you think is the reason why independent artists have a hard time completing projects? What is it that stands in their way?
Well, I'm going to actually let everybody else answer first, and then I'm going to come in with my answer.
Oh, okay.
Starting with Sam. Bam!
I think it's biting off more than you can chew. It's eating with your eyes. You know, my mom used to say it all the time, right? So it's like your mom's in the kitchen, she's cooking, you can smell it, right? You know, she's got the pot over here, and she has the oven, she has the roast in the oven, she got, you know, the bichuelas over here, right? She's making some tostones there. So you're like, I want everything. Just load it up. And you don't eat the whole thing because you ate with your eyes. And I think that's what happens. I think independents sometimes they want to compete with the big boys, but they're not equipped that way. And they don't have the resources. So that's why they miss deadlines, because they're not singular focused. If you're going to draw a book, you need to focus on drawing that book. If you're going to write the book, you need to focus on writing the book. Independents try to do all of it, and then because of it, they're not consistent. So you might have written 4 pages, but you illustrated 1 page. And then you try to write, and then you try to do something else. So I think that takes over, and it winds up consuming them. And I know that because I'm the king of taking on the world, right? And so it's like, you know, you want to do all these things, which is why when I decided to come back into the game, I said I'm just going to focus on this project. Forbidden is done. You know, I'm waiting for the right time to launch that. Cast the Crazies issue 1 is done. You know, we focused on it. We made it singular. We said, this is what's going to happen. We took the lessons learned from back in the days and applied it now. But I think that's what happens. You know, you take on more. You want to do so much because you're creative and you have all these ideas and you just want to get it all out. Start with one idea from start to finish. See it through. Make something from it, and then move on to the next. But don't go on to the next project until you're 100% done with the first one.
What do you think, Aníbal?
Yeah, he actually touched on a lot of things that I was thinking too. Namely the trying to do too much at one time point. I can totally agree with that. Like on my projects, I'm, you know, the writer, penciler, colorist, you know, letterer if I have to be. And it becomes overwhelming. And then you throw on top of that, you know, your everyday life, you know, family, your 9-to-5 gig, you know, your side interests, you know, you got to have hobbies. You got to, you know, unwind. It can't just be all work and no play. So I try to make time for that as well. And sometimes it sidetracks you a little bit. And for me, I've got multiple ideas. And sometimes in the middle of one, I'm hot on one, another one will pop in my head. I'm like, ooh, let me get started. And then I kind of lose sight of the original one, you know? Yeah. But mainly, I think my biggest challenge is that it's just trying to budget my time wisely and split it equally and feel like I'm covering all aspects of life and I'm fulfilled, as they say. You know, you can't just do one thing too much and not pay attention to something else. It's gonna fall apart on you. In terms of what I think, in terms of like generally speaking, and from what I've seen, like being in the game as long as I have in 10 years or plus, whatever it's been, a lack of follow through is also a problem. Like I have tons, like I couldn't even tell you how many #1 issues I have on my shelf from independents that I meet at conventions and I never see them again. Right. And I can't explain it other than somewhere along the way they gave up. You know, they just didn't have the heart to go on, or or the means to do it, or like you can't make excuses for that, because if you really want to do something, there are no excuses. You tell yourself, this is what I want to do. No matter what happens to me, that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
Even if I got to, I got to learn how to draw with my left hand if I can't use my right hand, because you want it that bad. But if that state of mind is not there from the beginning, guess what? Nothing's getting done.
Mm-hmm.
You got to commit to it.
Yeah.
You got to be committed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. What about you, Johnny? You want to be last? What you got?
For me, the hardest thing is to hush out any criticism or return a negative feedback of you can't do it. Not from people that I don't really know, but really, I'll be honest, from the closest people that I consider family that I love the most. If a guy, for example, looks at my book and he says, "Oh, this is garbage," it doesn't matter to me if 3 or 5 people that I learn from, that I look at as mentors and brothers, or just family in general that love me, says, "Nah, you got something good," then I could deal with that person's criticism, because you're just passing by. You're not part of the foundation that makes me happy, or that I look to learn from or be lifted up from. I have no real expectations from individuals outside of that circle. But when family members or people you really care about, that you look at as a foundation and you respect, say, "Nah, man, nah, show me, nah, I've been hearing this for a long time, nah," then that kind of, and your idea doesn't hit, even when it makes sense to you, that becomes a stab in the side a little bit. And I know it's coming from love, but when you're sinking and you hear somebody say, "Hey, you sinking and you ain't getting out the hole," all you know is the sand's getting deeper and there ain't no lifeline. So for me, that's the hardest thing, to pull myself up and say, you know what? It's coming as love. I got to kind of focus that and be able to be stronger rather than just let it weigh me down.
Yeah, it's funny because like the guy, Crystal's online here. One of our friends, I've known Crystal since college, way back in the days, and she had a couple of things that she was talking about. She basically was saying there is the project management aspect of it, but there are some other aspects that many independents don't factor. Things such as target demographic, mode of production, who will be the face of, I guess the product itself, and she also said that. What she meant by mode of production is means of telling your story. Some stories don't necessarily translate well into certain modalities and can cause delays, I guess is what she's trying to say. Now that goes into, I guess we look at it as, we don't look at the business side of it, right? We are creatives. So we're creating these stories and we're not even thinking about, now the business side of that. What happens after the book is created, right? Because that is work. I mean, we all know that's work, bro. Like, that's not just, I finished the book. Now what happens? It's not going to magically get to the shelves. It's not going to magically get into people's hands. You have to either create a website. You have to, there are no conventions. So where are you selling this thing? Out of the back of your truck? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
It's like what we were talking about before, George. You gotta hire a team. You need a publicist, an agent, just a secretary. I need all of that. Seriously.
Right. Because some of us, and when we've done it, we've all done conventions, we've sat at conventions together. Everybody has strengths. Some people just kind of like are cool, just lay back and just kind of chill. And like, if somebody comes in, boom, I'll make that sale. Some people are like in your face. Hey man, I got a book, come here. So it all depends on on your personality. Some personalities work better than others in different situations. At conventions, you better be upstanding, talking to people, telling them, hey, I got this book.
Right.
Because you can't, if you sit at that table like this, you're not going to make any sales. And Johnny's good at hey guys, check out that over there. And he talks so low, people are like, what? Oh, got him. Here, take this that I'm handing to you because you couldn't hear me. And boom, that's his trick. Next thing you know, they're at our table. It's almost like a chain effect, right? He gets them over there, gets them to the table, we close the deals. But I think that's different, man. It's like you said, you need a team sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just had Richard Davis on our show. He's the Christmas episode, and he has a book that he just signed with a publisher with. And his whole vision for the book was to get it published to a third party. He worried about the content first and producing the best work he could possibly do and get it done. And he partnered with the right team to get it done, and then pitched it. And he started once he had the first issue done, he went on a pitching campaign, and without fear. And he would just stop in. He didn't care how high the person was in the food chain. He just started the conversation. And I think the challenge with most independents is there's no second step. There's no outcome in mind other than I want to get this project done, and then hopefully I can sell them at Comic Cons. And 99% of independents that just rely on Comic Cons are always in the red. Right? So
and I am guilty of that.
Yes. So if you're right about that. Because we think, oh, you know what? I spent a couple $100 to produce these books, and let's say you spent $300 and you made $350, and you think, oh, I made a profit. No, you didn't, because you got to pay for the table, you got to pay for the food, you got to pay for the transportation, you got to pay for the hotel, you got to pay for all those things, and so that's not a realistic means of generating revenue. And I think that's the second step when we're talking about some of the things that Krista's describing is, if you want to get hired as an artist, all you have to worry about is the check and the quality of your work. If you want to get picked up by a publisher, you have to understand contracts, and you have to make certain that you're protected, right? And that there's a mutual agreement. If you're going to self-publish, now you have to wear multiple hats. And I think sometimes there really isn't a plan until you hit the wall and like, oh, what do I have to do now? And then we don't realize we don't come up with a financial plan, right? So it's like, all right, how much money am I going to need to be able to do this? Okay, so how much does this cost? How much does that cost? How much does this cost? How much does that cost? All those things, and then tally that up. So when we talked about the Kickstarter, we said, what are we going to need to be able to do this? And so the number landed at 2,500. And we thought it was aggressive, but it was the number we actually needed for this Kickstarter project. So we didn't want to shortchange ourselves, and then everybody gets rewarded, and then we're paying out of pocket again to make up the difference. We didn't want that to happen. So those are the things that you have to anticipate and think about ahead of time if you want to be an entrepreneur. If you're just going to be a freelance writer or a freelance artist, don't worry about all those things. But if you're going in there to be an independent, then you really have to understand the waters that you're going to go swimming in, because there's a lot of different levels to that, and that creates fear, and unfortunately, it breaks a lot of independence. That's why you see them today, you don't see them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also want to add. To that, which is a very good point. And George, always we have this discussion. George will be like, "Look, dude, even if you have to spearhead and learn to be a leader, you have to spearhead your project and learn to be a leader. Unfortunately, it'd be nice to think that everybody's going to jump on board because it sounds great to you. But a lot of times you got to kind of put the step out there first and then have people understand later kind of what you're doing. And the plan got to be solid from the numbers to the whole foundation, as you said, Sam. If, there's times where George will push me to challenge me and he'll be like, well, there's a hole here. And I don't have an answer for it. And George is like, well, you got to fix that before you bring the whole thing to the table. And even though it's frustrating because I may not have saw that hole, it does try to make me sharper to say, okay, maybe I'm not fully prepared to take a next step yet. I haven't thought of all the pit holes. So, that's a big part.
I just, when I was packing my old office and moving into this one, it's almost done. It'll be done in a couple weeks. But I found my ledger. And so you guys know when we traveled, I had a ledger and I would track sales and everything, whether from prints, posters, whatever. And from all of it was over 40 events that we've done. There was only one event that there was a profit made, and that was the last show at San Diego Comic-Con that I did. That was the only time there was a profit.
Damn.
Wow.
Which means
So
I paid.
you're saying there's a chance.
Right? So
Turn it around.
but that was, I was going through that was an eye opener for me, because I was like, man, there was
Damn.
wow.
Mm.
No wonder.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting that number to be that low. I thought it would be like 50-50. Wow.
No, it was the only one.
What made the profit there? What was
The commissions.
What was the profit?
The commissions. It was the commissions. So what happened was, that's when I had this nailing on my toilet, the trade paperback. But it was also the reason why it was such a successful event is because I was on the news that morning. They interviewed me on Good Morning San Diego, and I had a full page ad in the program book. So I had a lot of customers. And then when I sold out of the trades and I started doing commissions. And I was selling commissions, $50, $75, $100 commissions. And but that's why I made that return. But that was the only time. And it was a big wake-up call for me. And I said, I can't repeat that again. I can't live that lifestyle because it wasn't sustainable. And it didn't, while the outsider looking in, they're like, oh man, Crazy Comics, these guys are doing their thing, and they're in the news and the radio and this and all this other stuff. And but we were like, what is it, Menudo broke. You know what I'm saying? We're show ponies, but there was no money. And so for me, it's like, all right, when I decided to come back, there was a multi-level plan in place. All right, if I'm going to do this, then this is what's going to happen. And then when this moment happens, this is going to happen. So it was from the introduction of the Craze to the rebranding to Catch the Crazies. And there's other levels to this that's, down the road. But it was strategic in building a brand identity in this game that's going to have longevity. Not just come back and have fun and like fulfill my ego. It's more about, I don't want to work for somebody else anymore. I want to build my own brand and wake up knowing that I'm working for me. And hopefully get to a point where I can employ a team. That's my goal. So, and I think that's where there was a shift. Yeah, it took 10 years for that shift, but there's a shift. And so there's always an opportunity to learn and adjust. It's make sure you apply those lessons that you learn. And I think that's the biggest thing. So for independence, I think that's why we had that conversation last time, Johnny. Focus on one thing. Stay singular. Focus on that one thing. Get it done 100%. And then once it's done, in that process, you should have your next step plan already in place. Right? But once it's done, now what do I want to do with it? I know I can't afford to produce it myself. So let's get into critics' hands. Let's get some reviews. Let's get people talking about it. While they're talking about it, let me pitch it to a bunch of independent publishers. I think it was Michael who asked about Alterna Comics, right?
Alterna, yeah.
There's a number of publishers on my list for my pitch tour, right? So when the time is right. And that's the thing. I'm not planning on being an independent publisher. George and I, the whole thing is being content creators. And what you hear is my dogs acting up back there.
Getting paid for what you love to do. So
yes.
you can be that creative person and don't have to necessarily worry about, like you were talking about, the brand, this and that. Like let the people who know about that stuff do that stuff. But go ahead, Tim.
Yes. So the whole idea is, create the best product that we can from start to finish, package it, get the word out, get people talking about it, and go out there and pitch. And in the meantime, still do what you need to do on the back end. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket. So while we're pitching, we're still going to be able to have online stores and print on demand and all that stuff. But I'm not going to go and print 1,000 copies and have them stored in my basement and ship out. That's not going to happen. So we're going to honor the Kickstarters and print what we need to honor all those people on the Kickstarter, but we're going to sell it online. And it's going to be print on demand out to you until we get it into a publisher's hands and my hands washed. Now I have a third party, a business partner that's handling that. I can do what I do best and create content. That's the key. So you want to put yourself in a position where you're going to be at your best, at your optimal. It's that you don't have to worry about all that other stuff, but you have to make sure that the terms of that agreement work out for everybody, and that's the key.
Yeah, I think Johnny and I always have this conversation, and we are always at odds here. Like I always tell him, you don't make money printing comics. We had this conversation just the other day, heated conversations, and I think I personally believe that the idea of just being an independent guy, right, an independent artist, who just prints his own comics, goes to shows, sells the book, and all that other stuff, is not going to make you independent, just financially independent. You know what I mean? You need more. You need more than just the books. And we were talking about Todd McFarlane. Todd made his money because he said, I need to create 3 pillars, right? Action figures, comics, TV. That's what he wanted to do, and that's where he made his money. He became a millionaire because he had a plan, like you said. He had a plan in place that this is what I'm going to do. He still does Spawn. Spawn's not going anywhere. As far as he's concerned, I'm going to do Spawn forever, which is great. But his money comes from those action, dude. The Kickstarter that he had for the action figures. How much money did he raise? Did he really need to even do a crowdfunding campaign for that? He probably had the money to do himself. But that was just extra cash in his pocket. Because his name is so big, but he's done kind of like that work that, the work that, a lot of independents fail to do, which is they think to themselves, okay, I'm doing a comic book and that's what I'm doing. That's not all you're doing. You have to do more. Otherwise you're never going to get out of, like we were talking about, the red. That's just what I believe that,
I would flip it on any creator out there. I'd say, because most of independents are employed for somebody else and they do this on the side, right? So think about scale. As an artist in the industry, what's the average rate of pay, right? So when you're working for yourself, you're not getting paid. So you got to find a way to recoup that lost revenue. So that's your goal. So if I'm spending 4-5 hours a day drawing a page for myself to create a book, and it's the 24-page book, and I did a trade paperback or whatever it is, you got to multiply that by the hours and the page rate, the industry rates. And if you did pencils, inks, and color, now you're wearing 3 different hats. You got to pay yourself those 3 different salaries. That's the money you need to make up. Starting there, you just start there. How much money do I owe myself for all this time spent? Because if I was working for somebody else, I'd have that money. So you just lost out there. So you're already in the red before you even started. The moment you pick up that pencil, you're in the red. Then you got to add the supplies that you used, all the pencils and the paper and whatever it is. If you're using a computer or whatever, what you pay for the software, what you pay monthly for your internet service, all that stuff, you got to recoup that money that you're spending, because all that money's going out. There's no money coming in. So once you end it with there, supplies, time, data, resources, take that number and say, this is what I need first. How am I going to make that up? Because now you want to go to a Comic Con. Oh, now I'm going to buy a table. Now you just add it to your debt. You're already in debt. Now you just add it to your debt. I'm going to Comic Con, so I'm going to spend $150 to $200 on a table. $500, whatever it is. Oh, I got to travel there. Now it's even more debt. You're digging a hole, right? Oh, I got to get prints. You're digging a hole. Oh, I have to have this. You're digging a hole. I'm doing social media. That time you're marketing on social media all the time. You got to multiply that by your hourly rate. That's money you're losing, right? You got to make all that money up.
You got to stay somewhere.
Yes.
Where are you going to stay?
Your hotel. So you have gone to this event owing yourself so much money.
Yeah.
But you think you're having fun because you sold 10 books.
You know what's sad about that, dude? I would do that right now. Like, I want to do that right now. Let's go on a trip. Let's go blow some money.
It, man. Sign me up, man. I miss it.
I miss that.
Bunch of broke bastards.
Like, what the hell, dude? You couldn't get a hotel closer? Like, I miss those days, dude.
For real, man.
That's
crazy.
But, that's the stuff that people don't really think about. You put it in perspective. It's like, oh, man, I'm hurting. So when I looked at how much money I owed myself, man, I wanted to shoot myself. I was like, oh, you stupid boy? How'd you get here? I was like, yo, I put a gun to myself. I said, where's my money?
Where my money at?
I was like, this is crazy.
Where my money at?
Get over here.
My money.
I was like,
would have saw Sam,
Oh, shit.
and it said Sam was here, just hanging it.
Oh shit.
It's crazy.
Oh man.
Nah, good
Oh,
stuff, man. Good
shit.
stuff. Yo, Alterna's still doing their independent stuff, right?
Yeah.
Alterna's like, because Michael San Martino, your boy, Aniba, he was asking about
Yeah.
Alterna Comics and what we thought about them.
They're the first one to break away from Diamond.
Yeah.
I heard they had experienced some kind of printing issues a while back. It was posted on I don't know, Facebook or whatever, that they had some sort of printing. I don't know if they recuperated from that after that. And the guy, the actual guy that runs the company was denying it. It was kind of like a little bit of a controversy. I don't know if anybody else followed that or is aware of that.
Okay,
But
I didn't know that.
Ever since that moment, I haven't really seen too much of them actively on my feeds. And I
Really?
do believe I'm still friends. Yeah, I don't know. Look them up a couple of months back. There was some little controversy going on with them.
No,
Because
I think
basically it's just
what
Alterna's just one guy.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's one guy basically, a young guy too. I met him at I don't know if it was New York Comic Con. I forget where I met him. It's just one guy that basically runs the company.
Yo, were they the guys who did the chair? I don't know.
Yeah,
They're the ones that did the
yeah.
chair.
Yeah.
No, so what happened with Alterna, the controversy was when Diamond decided to cease distribution because of COVID. That started the whole thing where Alterna says, you know what, I'm pulling out. I'm going to go and do direct to market, and they started shipping directly to the retailers. They were the first one to pull out, and then DC decided to cancel their contract with Diamond Distributors as well. And so it became a domino effect. So that was the controversy. They weren't getting the stuff to the stores because DC stopped distribution. So the Alterna didn't want to be a victim to it, so they started shipping them themselves. And if you go to the website, it says we no longer with Diamond or the direct market here. Yeah, I did that on the Craze Nintendo Less.
Yeah.
You gotta watch my show.
Yeah, the chair is good. It is
The
good.
chair is really good.
Oh, and then Daphne says the printer was sending damaged books and claiming it was standard. Meanwhile, Peter was losing half his run. That's crazy.
There was a couple of issues with their, like I had heard directly from some sources that their actual machines were shot. I don't know what it was, shoddy or it was breaking down, and the actual books were not coming out right. Is what I had heard. So yeah. I did end up, when I met the guy, I ended up buying like a couple of copies that he had at the table. The quality looked pretty good to me. It wasn't like per se glossy or fancy. It was, newsprint, the old school way.
Right.
But to me, for what I do and the way that I work and the money that I'm willing to put up and that I can afford, it was totally doable. Maybe somebody with higher standards or more money wouldn't go for it, but it was good for me.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow.
They took a big risk, man, doing that. And it's big risk, it's like big reward, or you
Go big or go home.
that's it.
And you said the guy's name, I had forgotten. It was Peter Samedi.
Peter Samedi, I believe his name, right?
Yeah, Peter Samedi. Yeah,
Peter
that's him.
Samedi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alterna Comics, man.
They did try to re-release the chair at one point, like I think it was a couple of years later, and it was in the comic stores, and then you didn't hear from them again. They
Hey, what's up, Tommy?
They made it a movie.
They did the movie.
They made it a movie. Yep.
I think didn't we have one of the actors on Sam on one of the shows? I think we did.
Yeah,
Oh,
we had some.
One of the
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
oh wow.
He said he had a good time actually doing the movie.
George
I
had.
know Peter.
It was
His
fascinating.
selling pitch,
It's
his
fascinating.
selling pitch for
Huh?
the movie it was Roddy Piper's last acting role. That was how
Yeah.
he pitched the
Roddy
tale of the
Piper
movie.
was-
What he would say. Yeah, Roddy Piper's final acting
Oh
role.
yeah, that was the last guy we just had on the show.
Yeah.
His father was a football player, right?
Hester.
Hester, yes.
Yeah.
Kyle Hester.
Yeah, Kyle Hester. Yeah.
Yes, he was
Yeah.
just on the show. He's a director, producer, writer, actor.
I like how it all connects.
Yes.
That's
So-
wild, right? Oh.
So check it out. So last time we had the four of us together, we had that top 5 list, right? We had that the top best castings in comic book movies.
Right.
This time around, we're gonna do the 5 worst casting in comic book movies. You guys got your 5s?
Oh, I didn't even know. Did you send me homework? Is that what?
Oh no!
You want to go first or you want to go last?
I'll go first. I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna wing it. All right. So
Go for it.
let's see, the worst Catwoman, Halle Berry.
Okay.
Horrible.
That was bad.
Let's.
I love Halle, but that was bad.
That was just dumb. Let's see. Hold on. I'm thinking. You said comic book movie, right?
Comic book movies, yeah.
The worst, Daredevil. I think
Good
that was horrible.
Yeah, Ben
Affleck.
Affleck.
Yeah. Let's see. Comic book movie. Catwoman, Daredevil. Oh, the first. The first Punisher.
Who was the first Punisher?
I forget the name.
Was it Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah,
or
I
whatever?
think so. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, that was yeah.
that was bad.
That was.
No, that was. Check out the deep voice too. No, that was bad.
It was bad.
It's like good choice.
You got two more, Sam.
I didn't like the actor who replaced Ron Perlman in Hellboy. I thought it was bad.
I
Yeah.
didn't even watch that one.
The
Yeah.
actor from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That was who it was?
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah.
Okay,
The cop.
all right.
Yeah.
What's up, Jay? Jay Salazar.
You got one
joined.
more.
And let's see. One more. I didn't like the Facebook actor who played Spider-Man. The one he was in Facebook. The movie.
I know Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
I didn't like him either.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that was just bad.
Yeah, I didn't like him either.
Yeah.
So those are your five. All
Those
right,
are
who
my
else
five.
is on
I
there?
just had to wing it.
That
But
was
those
it.
are my five.
Yeah, that was good. Good ones. Good ones.
Who wants to go next? You want me to go next?
You want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. I got Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider.
Dang, you got me there.
I didn't care for him. I didn't care for that guy.
Yeah, same.
I didn't like Jessica Alba as Sue Storm.
Really?
Okay.
I wasn't.
I liked
that.
her.
I just didn't think she.
I
didn't like that.
That's my alternate wife.
You know, and maybe this is because I like Christopher Reeve so much, but I don't think Henry Cavill is a good Superman. Personally, I don't think he is.
Okay.
I think his arms are too short. He just looks too short. Like he's diesel as hell. Diesel as hell. And to the ladies listening,
Called him a dwarf. He called him a dwarf.
He, good looking dude. They got rid of the curl. You're right. They got rid of the curl, and his arms are too short. He's just like, I'm Superman. I'm diesel as hell, but I can't. Like he flies like this. I can't.
He flies like a cat.
He's like, here I come to save the day. Like I can't.
He can't scratch his back, yo. He can't scratch his back. Somebody scratch my back for me. I'm Superman. I can't
get my back. Yeah, you can't do it. Can't do it. How many I got? That's three.
Yes.
That's three.
I got Jared Leto as the Joker. I think Crystal had mentioned that. I didn't like Jared Leto as the Joker.
I liked it.
I think he was trying too hard. Like, he had been casted right after. I mean, the next time we saw the Joker was right after what's his name? My boy
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, and I think he was trying to go like completely different from that. And I just think maybe because he wasn't enough. Maybe he wasn't in the movie long enough. Or some people saying they edited a lot of his stuff. Didn't like that. And then the final one, I will say, and I think you're going to agree with me on this one, Anibal, Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I just think that was no bueno. That was no bueno for me. And those are my five. So let me know what you guys think.
I like her.
All right. Yeah.
I actually liked her. I did. I mean, it's free though. So.
And I like Jared Leto as the Joker. So.
You did like him, Sam?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I like him.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Hugga.
All right, I'll go next.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I'll go next.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Oh, did he pull out a notepad? I mean, You know what I got?
Give me my sound effect, Sam. Give me my sound effect. Hit it again.
Give me my sound, Sam.
That is it.
Okay. I'm going to start from the least one to the most hated one. First, I'm going to mention George Clooney in Batman and Robin. Couldn't stand him. Could not stand him.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Horrible. Judge Dredd, number 5, Sylvester Stallone.
I like that
Could
one.
not stand Judge Dredd.
I never saw it.
I enjoyed it. I am the law.
Y'all like it? Judge Dredd?
I did.
I liked it. It was fun.
Okay.
Right.
Batman and Robin, Mr. Freeze,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
horrible.
Arnie.
He got paid for that movie, bro. He got paid.
I must freeze
He
you.
did get paid. Though. He did get paid.
Yeah.
He got paid to mess up a character. Yes, he did.
I'll take those odds anytime.
He should have went back to Conan. He
There
got
we
paid
go.
to mess up the
Conan, that was a good. Yeah, Conan was the one that he was really good in. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the perfect.
The first Deadpool and X-Men, the actor, oh man, I don't remember the actor. I think, well, I don't
Ryan
remember the
Reynolds.
actor, I'm sorry. But X-Men original Wolverine.
It's the same actor that's doing them now.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was just a different concept. They had a different version of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that version was terrible. Jared Leto, number 2, the Joker, Suicide Squad. Could not stand it.
I didn't like him either.
And this one, y'all may disagree with this one. Apocalypse, Oscar Isaac Hernandez Estrada from X-Men Apocalypse. I can't roll the tongue. I'm sorry, but
Who did he play? Who was he playing?
Apocalypse.
X-Men Apocalypse.
The villain. Okay.
The main villain.
He looked horrible, and that costume just looked terrible. I was like, oh.
Yeah, horrible effects for him.
Yeah, horrible effect. So that's my list. Yeah. You're up. And the animal.
All right. Let me see here. No, the only one that got one that was on my list already was George, so I'm gonna skip him. It was Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage does anything like in a superhero movie. It just wasn't gonna work. I can't believe he wanted to be Superman, dude.
No, they wanted him for. Did he do Elvis too?
Yeah.
Oh,
He did.
yes, that's crazy.
Yo, gun in 60 seconds. That's it. You're good.
Forget it, bro.
Face off. You
Put
know,
it back on the rock.
you're back on the
man.
rock.
No, and he did that other one, the one that's almost the museum or something like that, where he's like an archaeologist.
Those I like.
Those were
National
good.
Treasure
Like
movies.
National
I
Treasure.
like those.
National Treasure movie.
I like those.
Those are
Yeah,
good.
I like those.
Yeah.
Those are
Oh,
good. But okay, all right. So the next few ones, I thought somebody would have this guy up there, but Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Yeah. I thought about him. Yeah.
Doo-doo. Garbage.
That's a
What
good
the hell were they thinking, bro? They ruined a perfectly great villain, bro. What were they thinking with that guy?
Yeah.
Horrible casting. Another great villain that they ruined that I loved, and the visual on him was so cool in the comics. When I saw him on screen, I was like, doo-doo. Topher Grace from that 70s show as Venom.
Yes.
What the hell were they thinking?
Yes.
Spider-Man 3. Come on, dude.
Agreed.
Garbage.
That movie was garbage to me.
The whole
period.
movie.
Yeah, but to have 3 villains and then one of the villains be that, yeah, you're right. I agree with you 100%.
Insult to injury with that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You didn't like the movie? Hold on, you can't knock Venom and just skip over. You hated that movie.
Not the Venom, not the movie Venom.
No, Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Sorry.
Topher Grace from the 70s show. That dude.
Yeah.
All right,
absolutely.
let me move on to another. This one may be a little controversial, but it's just me. Okay, I was a big fan of the comic. I read it a lot, X-Men. So when the first X-Men movie came out, I loved Wolverine. Yeah. But when Storm came out, and she had the crappiest dialogue. I love Halle Berry.
Yeah, I know. That was horrible dialogue.
Beautiful. Storm's dialogue and just her whole demeanor, she was not like the Storm that I wanted to see. Big disappointment for me.
I thought it would have been Angela Bassett.
Dude, that's monsters balls.
Somebody more regal. Yeah, somebody more regal,
Yeah.
more commanding. I don't know. She just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
And this one, George is gonna totally disagree with this one, but I've always stated.
Oh, here we go.
This dude here should have never been casted. Even though the movie was good, and back when you think in retrospect, you enjoyed it as a child, and it holds up to certain, you have that sentiment for him, and when you see him in the suit, he looks great in the suit. But Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne.
That's unacceptable, Annabelle. Unacceptable.
Dude,
Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne?
I'm leaving this. I'm hitting the leave button right now.
As Batman?
He's horrible.
Cut his connection. Cut his
He
connection,
was
man.
good as Batman because he didn't have too much to say. You can see his face.
Controversy.
But as Bruce Wayne, he just never did
Blasphemy.
he was like a goofy version of Clark Kent. He tried to do Christopher Reeve's Clark Kent, but he failed miserably. He was trying to be all goof. He's supposed to be suave and slick with the lady. He had nothing. And it's not even about physical appearance, just the way he's acting. It's not Bruce Wayne.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. You don't like that?
Nah.
That's a great line, Annabelle. That's the greatest line in movie history. How could you say that?
How much do you weigh?
Not popular opinion. I know.
No, yeah. Yo, we got some good ones in the chat. I'm gonna read some of these to you guys. We got. Okay, so
that was a popular statement, Alibaba. No one's agree with you, but I'm just saying.
Everybody hates me for that. I know. Hey,
Yo,
I've been said that.
Michael
That was
Sammartino
good,
said Steel, Shaq.
Oh, damn, that looked horrible. I didn't even
Number
bother.
one. My number one. I'm changing my number
That
one.
looked bad.
That was good. That was a good one. George Clooney was mentioned.
Clooney.
Let me see. Blank Man.
Come on, Black Man.
Wow.
That was genius.
Blank Man. Jay Salazar said he liked Green Lantern, the Green Lantern movie. That was a good movie.
Banish on the ball.
Oh, Jay.
No, actually, no, I didn't see that. No, that was I don't agree with that. Let's see.
Not the Green Lantern.
Crystal says Brie Larson in anything is horrible.
I
messed
agree
up.
with that.
Great.
Jay Salazar says Apocalypse was too short. Apocalypse was a mini luchador. Oh shit, he got jokes. He actually asked Salazar also asked, what about Jamie Foxx's Electro? That was
I
pretty
thought
good.
about him too. I was gonna say him too. He was in my mind. Yeah, that was a bad one too.
Crystal said unacceptable in all capital letters. Michael Keaton was freaking awesome. And then Jay Salazar, those are fighting words, Anibal. And then
I'm
Michael,
sorry, guys.
fake news. Michael Keaton was good. Banish Anibal right now.
Sorry, guys.
Take him off the street.
It was a
Thank
good
you,
movie.
Crystal.
You remember it for what it was, but he was miscast as Bruce Wayne, bro. He was horrible.
Damn, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, garbage.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good one. Those were good. Those were good.
Real quick, I wanted to shout out my homeboy Joe Holly. I was listening to his interview here a couple of weeks ago when you guys had him on, and I was kind of, sometimes you hit highs and lows. I was in a little bit of a slump drawing wise, and I turned on Facebook early in the morning. First thing I woke up and I'm listening to the interview, and just like a little fire went off inside of me, and I got up and started drawing, and it was because of listening to Joe Holly and how dedicated he was to his everyday sketchbook, 365 drawings, like every day for like I don't know how many years. That's impressive. That's just incredible.
Big shout out to J-Ho, a.k.a. Joey Crack.
That's him. That's the man.
You the man.
So just wanted to put that out there, and also I wanted to recap on my experience with JM. JM's a great guy. I don't want to make it sound like a negative thing. I'm with Darkfire Press Company. It hasn't been doing as good as I wanted it to, but then again, it could be on me. I haven't been pushing it. I've been, on other things and taking care of business around the house and stuff. But yeah, it's nothing negative on his company. JM, you're a good dude, and yeah, support the book.
All right, well, listen, fellas, this has been great.
Yes.
We have had a good time.
Yes.
We're gonna be back again. I would say in a couple of months. John, take the day off.
Yes.
Don't forget to tell your job.
Yes.
Schedule it now.
Yeah,
And for those of you who are watching, if you tune in to Nerds That Around, George and I will be on that right now in a couple seconds. So we got to let you go. Thank you all for subscribing and watching Catch the Craze podcast. We appreciate you. Hit that like button. Let us know that you like it. Share with your friends. Subscribe today. Don't miss another episode. Peace in the Middle East.
It's just it's not.
Crazy.
Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh, Lord.
He described me. He said, I'm the...
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.